time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God. This is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Fired up and ready to go. Beautiful day. Temperature climbing. That's for sure. A Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Excited about getting into some draft talk with our head coach, Dave Campo, who hangs out with us on Tuesday. And for the second straight day, we have been fed great grub. Round of applause. Big Sur Cinco de Mayo to us yesterday. And today, Matt Hayes comes in, and it was the Barefoot Barbecuer that smoked him up a big old butt last night. He's paid off. Last week, he paid off the Quinn Ewers bet for not getting drafted.
That's right.
Among
It's
them.
0-2 now with bets. Right?
Yeah. And then he paid off the Kentucky Derby bet. Like within a day's time, he had that butt on the.
How many
the
picks
smoker.
were you behind in Quinn Ewers? Because you picked him top 40. He went
Top
like
50. Top 50, Leon.
170. He went 177 or something like that.
Oh, I think he went later than that. He went in the seventh round. It's like
Yeah.
250 or something.
Honestly, that's worth 2 lunches.
200, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, and when we just did our pre-show,
Yeah.
we said we weren't going to bust Matt's chops. Come on,
I'd bust my chops first.
But at the very least, he paid him off both immediately. And the and the Boston butt with the beans, outstanding,
Oh,
bro,
great.
outstanding.
Man
how long
can
did-
cook, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who taught you that, but you're probably a better cook than a writer, and you're a great writer.
That hurts, JJ.
But the
Gotta be honest with
beans,
you, man. That hurts.
be careful. He gets paid for the writing. Don't
Right.
get that pushed that
I mean,
out
he
there.
could sell what he just gave us.
Yeah.
Seriously.
no doubt about it. It's so funny because we always have TLD and I always have these dreams about a food truck or a restaurant.
right.
I had names for the restaurant. She grew up on Steiner Place, so I was going to call my steakhouse Steiner Place,
Nice.
31 Steiner Place.
Yeah.
And then down below was going to be the bar, kind of like the Cheers setup. It's called Dough Bones.
Okay.
And I was just going to put, different flavored dough bones that you could put out. You could start to, whatever, sweet, savory, whatever. Anyway, these live in my head all the
You
time.
can still do that,
I'd
never
really
will.
be worried about Joe owning a bar.
Exactly.
I would too.
Don't get high on your own
That
supply,
thing
as
would
they
be
say.
belly up in a year.
Yeah,
man.
and the restaurant
Yeah,
too.
exactly. He
okay?
really would. We'd have John Taffer in here in a second.
Yeah, you'd have to
Screaming
come.
at
Well,
Joe.
There's where your profits are going. Do you see what your owner's doing every night?
forget about the other one stealing you out the back door. It would be me. But it lives in my mind, and therefore I'm always a success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse. I would always say restaurants and race cars.
Right.
There's nothing like throwing money away with those two, because you can burn some money with those two. But
You called me the barefoot barber, and I didn't even know. I was like, "What are you saying?" Like when you texted that, and then I looked at the picture I sent you the first hour after the smoke, and I was like, "Oh, I had taken my flip flops off at that point." Yeah,
Yeah, barefoot when it went on the smoker.
right.
How long? How many hours?
I was telling JJ this. See, so I have like a smaller smoker,
Yeah,
like a patio smoker,
and it's going to hold the heat.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
typically, like if I smoked it on like a Weber, like with wood,
Right.
take 10, 11, 12 hours.
Yeah.
This took I put it on 4:45, was done by like 10:45.
Oh yeah, let's see. So we're talking close. You might as well call that 5 hours.
Yeah.
But it has that
5.5
intense
hours, yeah.
Yeah, that intense heat, concentrated.
Yeah.
Almost like a convection kind of
it's a
deal.
pellet. It's a pellet grill, and it was. I mean, I'm telling you, right at 5.5 hours, it was 205 degrees. It was perfect.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I have to bring up a grill story, but I'm going to separate these two because mine's not good. This is good. Okay, let's just savor this barbecue for a minute, and then I'll bring it up later. Coach can't wait for that one coming up. All right, Coach, you and I did our stream show this morning, a little Campo and Joe action, and we started taking a look at guys that not necessarily going to be starters, but can make statements on this football team, which we will get into today. Definitely get into that. And I know you've got some good thoughts as far as the top half of the draft as being the most important thing. But last night in the NBA, holy cow. Okay, two things that I don't think anybody expected, Big. I don't think anybody expected the Knicks would be able to take care of Boston. And, of course, Nuggets on short rest going up against OKC, who just strolled through their first round.
Yeah.
They've been in a slumber now for over a week. And both teams that were sizable underdogs with Denver, underdog with the Knicks, both of them beat them.
Yeah, they did. And you know what? I found myself in the conundrum last night because I was trying to figure out who I hated less. All right, between the Knicks and the Boston Celtics, and the Celtics won, so I was rooting for the Knicks. Whatever. It was a great game, absolutely great game from start to finish. Win to overtime. I mean, some of the defensive stands that. Let me just say this: Boston shot terribly. They shot terribly from the field and from the 3-pointers. The Knicks out
15 of 60 from
bro,
three.
they were terrible.
45 missed
They missed
threes.
45 threes.
That's ridiculous, bro.
And so they said one of the storylines that came out of it, the Celtics and the Knicks played on opening night. Okay, because the Celtics were the defending champion, they go up against their East rivals. They played on opening night. That night, the Celtics tied the NBA record for the most made threes.
Oh, my
And then
God.
last night, they missed 45 of those bad boys.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan, but guess what? I was mad at them last night. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I was watching the Yankee game, and the Yankees were up by 3-0 going into the 8th inning. They announced the Knicks won. The crowd went ballistic. They got beat
And the
4-3.
Yankees blew it. San Diego came back on them. Padres got the job, which I would rather you beat the Padres, Coach. Trust me on
Yeah,
that
I know
one.
it. It was ridiculous. I'm so mad.
Yeah. So they had 45 missed threes. Knicks came from 20 down. Jason Tatum was 4 of 15. Wow. Derek White, 5 of 16. Jaylen Brown, 10%, 1 of 10. That is just but bad.
Terrible.
And that's what they did. And then Nikola, you got to give him a ton of credit for what they did against OKC last night. JJ, we were talking about this in the pre-show. I kind of tuned in and out of it, and it looked like Nikola was gassed at one point because
He always looks gassed,
Yeah, he does,
but
true.
he never is. He's awesome. Yeah, 40-some points, 22 rebounds.
Yeah.
They're still big underdogs in the series, which is a little surprising to me. But, yeah, Oklahoma City, they just are the better team. They have a better roster from top to bottom. But when you get to the playoffs and you're only playing 7 guys and you have the best player in the world, man, you're going to win some of these games. And now, game 2, Oklahoma City absolutely must win because they're going to win. Nuggets are going to win at least 1 at home.
Yeah. You got to. They got to feel a little panicked and pressed right now. Aaron Gordon has hit 2 unbelievable shots
in a week.
A stick back a week ago to obviously keep Denver rolling in the right direction, and then this one they spread the ball around and he hits an unbelievable 3 from the wing, and it was just another great shot for him. And when you got clutch players like that, and he's not necessarily known as a clutch player, but he stepped up. It wasn't Murray, it wasn't Nicole, it was him. It
wasn't Westbrook.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you saw the video.
Russell dished.
Exactly. They had a video of the Nuggets post-game crew, the local crew.
Yeah.
So basically the Frank Frangie crew, and they're watching the last play live. And when Russ has the ball and he's dribbling past half court, they're all going, no, no, no. And he passes, and they're like, oh, yes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's through him.
Is Westbrook still a good player?
He's all right, but he's been playing great recently.
I was at a Dallas Maverick game back when he first came in the league, and I was underneath the basket. And they were playing and Westbrook was playing on the other team. I said to myself, man, that's the best looking athlete I've ever seen in my life. And I've been around a lot of good athletes.
When he was on that MVP run season where he just averaged a triple-double, and he was the only player on OKC worth a damn and just had to do everything himself, that was one of the craziest seasons I've ever seen a player have.
And just think of OKC having Harden, Durant, Russ, all of these different guys. Why am I drawing a blank on the dude that went to the Clippers, Paul George? They had so many really, really good ones. Russell looks like one of the best bad shooters you've ever seen, okay? Or a bad good shooter, because he will throw up some serious bricks, but he can get it done when he needs to. Anyway, he did dish last night at the most critical time. All right. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show. I like loving on them because they're always taking care of everybody. We bought vehicles from them. Coach, a satisfied customer. You certainly know I am. BeaverChevrolet.com, Beaver Toyota, St. Augustine.com. You want to shop, you want to buy, you want a little help, definitely reach out to me, and I can make sure you are well taken care of from either one of those dealerships. All right, so let's set this up, and you guys hear just a little bit of what Coach is saying, and then we'll follow it, because you guys have done this. We all three have done this, basically. But, Coach, guys that you think, not necessarily 100% they're starting day one, but can be an impact in a big way this year.
Well, I said on our podcast today that I felt that the top four, I'm excited about the top four for sure. Because you take Hunter, I really look at that as like a first and a second round pick. That's how I view it, because he's going to play. We've talked before about he's not going to play every down. You know, he's got to get some adjustments on the sideline, all those kind of things. But in reality, he's going to play on both sides of the ball. So I don't think we have to do a lot of talking about him.
No.
If he's physically strong enough and everything that he's got to do to build himself up, he's going to definitely be a big part of this team going forward. Now, when you go to Ransaw, I'm excited about Ransaw because he reminds me of Darren Woodson. Now, I'm saying a poor man's Darren Woodson because Darren Woodson's already done it. But he's a guy that it can be, you know, he played nickel, a great support guy. He is one of the best tacklers I've seen, you know, when I watch the highlight. Now, I watch highlight tapes.
Right.
But, I mean, he is really a good, solid tackler. You look at him, and because he does other things like a corner, he's a strong safety, nickel with corner ability. That's the perfect adjustment to safety, because if you play three deep, he's the strong safety. So he's in position to support the run, do all the things that a strong safety does. If he plays nickel, he can cover guys because he's got 4.3 speed. That's the kicker. The third thing is, if you're going to play quarters coverage, which is what everybody's playing in the league, he's a cover because of his corner skills. He's a cover guy down the field. So to me, that one is going to be interesting because I don't think they have a safety right now that you could say, hey, that guy's going to start. This guy's going to come in. He's going to compete. He's going to have a chance to start for them.
Okay, so he said it right there. It's not instant starter. It's not just to add water to this guy's resume, but he's got a chance because those other guys, none of us really have established themselves.
Yeah, I mean, because Coach is saying that this guy's got versatility. I mean, he could play at all three positions. So, I mean, wherever he strives in the most, whether it be the nickel, the corner, or the safety position, I mean, he's going to have opportunity in all those three different areas to start. So, I mean, that gives him more time. It gives him a better chance of starting,
right?
Because he can play all three positions.
And the other thing I like about it, Matt, is that based on the way Coach is describing it, okay, Caleb Ransaw has not played safety on the collegiate level. I want to keep saying that because everyone keeps thinking he's just going to walk right into that position.
Right.
But the things that do excite me about what Coach is saying is that he has the speed to come along with physical toughness. A box safety that he looks the part. A box safety that could be physical at line of scrimmage and can run. That's positive.
And he'll bring you the cover ability, which is huge. I think the thing that I thought what Dave said, and I think we've all mentioned it kind of, and I think needs to be highlighted more is they don't really have a safety right now.
Right.
Not really.
They don't really have a guy where you're like, okay, yeah, he's a starter.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's a little disconcerting. There's no doubt about it.
Well, if you say Antonio Johnson, you say
who knows?
Savage.
Average, who knows? If we say Darnell Savage, we say
we saw that.
Yeah,
we saw that film and it wasn't good.
And who knows?
Yeah.
If we say Dewey, reliable, but not necessarily a bona fide starter.
No.
And then if we say Daniel Thomas, we say special teams.
Yeah.
We can go down the line. Eric Murray.
Yeah.
Coming in, but we don't know.
Well,
Coach,
go ahead.
I was going to ask you, Coach. Well, Coach, knowing that what we know about the safety position is lackluster, will they probably spend more time with Ransaw learning the safety position?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because I think that's inevitable. I think that's why they brought him here, because we just talked about those guys. Johnson has ability, but does he have all the other things? Is he smart enough? What's his background? It wasn't very good. That's why he slipped into the later rounds instead of being at the beginning, because athletically he's probably up there in the first or second round. Not first round, maybe second round. Savage cannot tackle from off the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
So now you got him sitting there.
It's probably not good having a safety that cannot tackle off the line of scrimmage.
That's right. Open field, he's
just
not
going to
good.
throw that out there for
Absolutely.
everyone to think about. Okay.
And then you put Dewey in there.
Right.
He's not fast enough to do the coverage part of it. Now, when you throw Murray in there, that's a different story because Murray is a free safety. I don't think this kid's a free safety.
Right.
I think he's a strong
important.
safety, nickel type of a player.
You're talking about Ransall.
About Ransall.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
important.
That's
Look,
where
and
I
at the
see
end
it.
of the day, again, you're talking about a top 90 pick. He's got to start.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He has got to start.
Listen, that's why I think he's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Whether he's played it or not.
I don't know any other way to look at it, Joe. If you're 4-13 and you got a top 90 pick, if he's not starting, you blew the pick.
Yeah. All right. So let's just come back on that because I have seen
At a position of weakness.
Right. But I've seen other top 90 starters that haven't started. So that's the only thing. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I get what you're saying. All right. So let's get that conversation going. It is XL Primetime, a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. You guys are more than welcome to jump in. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat.
She's here? Where is she? Singing along to every word at the top of her lungs.
And what does that have to do with anything?
It has everything to do with anything.
Lauren Brooks.
I'm just getting started.
On Helmets and Heels from noon to 2.
Gosh, you're an upbeat lady.
On 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Mia here. People typically start and end their day by visiting their closet. So shouldn't that space feel calm, organized, like a little moment of luxury? That's why I chose Closets by Design. They specialize in custom solutions for every lifestyle and budget. Call them this week to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus another 15% off and free installation. Don't wait for mom to do it. Call now at 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Spring is in the air. Time to wake up your lawn with Heroes Lawn Care. Say goodbye to pesky mosquitoes with their organic and spray treatments. Perfect for outdoor fun. Keep your lawn clean and fresh with their pet waste removal for homes and businesses. Heroes Lawn Care takes care of it all. From mowing, edging, fertilizer, to irrigation, and much more. Visit heroeslawncare.com.
From humble origins on Beach Boulevard to the grandeur of the old homestead, Takaloo has bucked the odds, selling cheap tacos and even cheaper beers since 2008. I'll be the first to lament that nothing is cheap anymore, but much has not changed in 17 years. Bangin' Shrimp still rocks, margaritas flow day and night, and we love to see old friends and make new friends every day. You can still spin the wheel or sit outside on the patio in the sun with friends and family. It's been a ton of fun, and we have you, Jacksonville, to thank for 17 years. Takaloo in Jacksonville Beach.
The best teal-colored coverage includes Mia's Quick Hits.
Get the latest news from inside the building and around the league. I'm Mia O'Brien, 1010XL's NFL Insider.
Driven by Arlington Toyota. Available on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But, Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
Brooks here. I've trusted Big Chief Tire with my car for years. For 4 generations, Big Chief Tire has been keeping Jax rolling with integrity, hard work, and always putting customers first. When I take my car in, I know I'm getting more than just great service. I'm getting treated like family. So if your car needs tires, brakes, or AC work, head to Big Chief. Visit WeKeepJaxRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment today.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to tell you guys about Lift Power. Lift Power, a Jacksonville-based business, been around for more than 50 years, family-owned and operated, and always on the lookout for good folks, experienced lift truck and knock-and-door technicians. The benefits out of this world: 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Offers so great. Come see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years as well. We want you to be a part of the family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. To learn more, all you got to do is go to liftpower.com. Check them out at liftpower.com.
Too busy for Mother's Day? That's no excuse. Not when a simple call or online visit to Kuhn Flowers will do the trick. This is Max with 1010XL. Take care of your mother by ordering a floral arrangement today from Kuhn Flowers. KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL Draft Profiles are brought to you by River City Screens.
The Teal and Black look to make a statement in round 1 of the draft, and they wouldn't disappoint as they traded up to secure the number 2 pick, selecting Travis Hunter of Colorado, a two-way star unlike anything the NFL has seen in the modern era, viewed as both the best corner and receiver in the draft class. James Gladstone has excited the squad and fan base with this selection, feeling that Hunter won't only alter the team, but the entire sport as we know it.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes here with a challenge. A challenge might not be the best choice in words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with a Waken 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the number 260 be a little nicer on your eyes and on your joints? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with a Waken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in 9 weeks. Hacker dropped his first 40 in just 6 weeks. Dempsey, Blue, and everyone else I know, same results. And we've kept it off. The best thing about a Waken 180 weight loss, it will completely change the way you think, see, and feel about food. The results are real, attainable, and the process simple with a Waken 180. Take the opportunity and drop 40 by the 4th. It all starts with just one call to Awaken 180 weight loss. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Love when we get our head coach to hang out with us. As a matter of fact, he's been rolling and strolling around town, and people are picking up. All they got to do is hear Coach's voice, and they know that that's him. Here's another one on the text line. It says, Coach Campo knows what's up. He makes me want to get off this bed and do 20 push-ups. Motivational specialist. Round of applause.
I want to kick their ass.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Campanile has just got a couple extra letters on his name.
Yeah.
I was just like him.
Yeah, you were a little fireball.
I'm Coach Camp, too.
Yeah. We looked at that, one of his pictures, old school picture. Coach had the flowing locks, okay? He had the like kind of a perfect Dallas Jerry curl going. And then he looked at one of his players, and you saw that saying come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
You could see it.
Listen, I was able
bleeping
to,
me?
Yeah. Listen, I knew every day, at least twice in practice, every day, Coach's catchphrase was going to come out.
Yeah.
And I told him like 25 years later, Coach, I knew what your catchphrase was. He said, how did you remember that, Coach? Coach, it echoed in my ear every day in practice.
We've heard it a couple times on the text line.
yeah.
Read it, I guess I should say.
Gosh. All right, so I'm going to use that phrase, and I'm just going to say I need help, okay? Primetime Nation, XLP Nation, you guys are always out there for us, okay? So I got a little bit of a scar from last night. TLD and I are out back, Cinco de Mayo, couple cold ones. She's a Corona chick. I'm a Modelo man. We're celebrating, having a good time.
Going on.
Everything's good. Okay, got the everything. Just got the whole setup. Going to do some margarita shrimp. Going to just basically just have a nice little Cinco de Mayo night. under the stars down in the Yog. I go to light my grill, okay? I pull the grill away from the house because I have had some problems burning up the eaves above. I pull the grill away from my house. I take the grill cover off. I set it over on the fence. I pull it over. I turn the gas on. I go to open the lid by putting my burners on. Something was inside my grill.
Rat?
Yeah.
You kidding me? You got to be kidding me.
Believe me.
Dead or alive?
Well,
he's dead now.
Well
he
done.
had a heartbeat. He needed to be. Oh, he was alive.
Oh, he was
man.
alive?
I opened it up, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I went Fred Sanford backwards, and then I'm like, "You son of a!" And I slammed.
So the flames had not begun
Had not begun yet. And, if I could have lit it fast enough, I would have. But I slammed it, and then I open it back up, and he wants to go one way, which is towards the house. And I'm like, you ain't going that way. And I swing the grill around, and I get back, and then he takes off the other way. I'm like, you little savage son of a gun. So I start looking at my grill, and it's exposed in the back. How in the hell he got up on top of the grates, I have no idea.
Right.
But he had no options available to him at that point to go back down.
He was chewing all that goodness on your grates.
Oh, my. I turned. It's disgusting. It's a beach rat. And honestly, I have had him before, and we've been able to handle it. But this is the first time it's ever been on the grill.
Sounds tasty.
Oh, my God.
And you were face to face.
Needless to say, you did not use that grill last night.
No. I turned it up to 750 or whatever I did.
For like an hour and then heat it off.
I probably used up all my blossoming gas, but I was going to burn it off of there somehow, some way. We pan-fried them, the shrimp. But so bros, critter getters, whoever you are out there, because beach rats are popular. Okay, it's just a way of life. There's nothing we can do about it. But I do need some.
I got to be honest with you. I think I would gut that thing. I'd not throw it out. I'd gut it and clean everything.
That is a Matt move. That is a Matt move. I just turned the wick up.
You're probably
flame-wise.
fine now.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I just turned the wick up flame wise. That's all I do.
That would be a perfect example for my phrase or whatever it is.
You know why? Because your little crumbs in the bottom of the grill.
Oh yeah,
fall in.
Oh yeah.
You have no idea if it's a crumb or if it's dropping. No,
I've cleaned everything. Okay, and that's everything below. I'm not eating anything below.
Vacuumed it up.
No, because it's below.
Matt just wants you to buy a whole new one.
Yeah. Now I might go
buy a whole
empty
new one.
it out.
I'd take every piece out and clean the hell out of it and then put it back together.
Take it apart.
Yeah, I would.
I would not. I like I said.
Matt would probably buy a new grill.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm going to 750 degree it until I feel better about it. But I'm going to grill again.
No, you would never feel great about it.
Yeah,
because the image always
be in there. It'll be in
That's
your
kind
face.
of my point. If you
that
take
big
it apart,
long nose will be right in your face.
Now every time you open it up, you're just going to have PTSD. You can't even enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think you guys
have to clean it now.
I do think you guys know I'm capable of getting over things really fast.
You are.
And so I will let it slide by.
You're also beyond like the 5-second rule on the floor. You don't kick it.
I don't care. I don't care. But I just need some advice more than anything else on how to extinguish the problem. Okay, because I will put out poison. I don't have any problem with that. But I just want them gone. And I just need a little help. That's all. 641.
Someone said get a cat.
Dog or a cat, yeah.
Well, it's so funny because we've had the backyard cat, not ours, but he's got him a nice little thing under the fence. He's crawled his way in and out many times. We'll see him sitting up on. I'm like, where are my snakes and where's the cat? These are the ones that usually take care of this stuff because you see a black snake occasionally. You just kind of whatever, let him go because they're doing their work.
Yeah.
But no.
I'll tell you what, traps do work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do work.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go that route.
it's like old school, but they work.
That's the best story I've heard in a long time.
Oh, my God.
I could just see you looking at that nose.
Just get a hold.
Out.
All right, we're already getting plenty. I do love Chris. You're the man. Okay, I appreciate that. He's already saying, "Reach out to me." Oh yeah. Instead of cherry wood, there's rat droppings. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to stay above the grate. Okay, I'm going to stay above the grate. But it's funny when you get over the beach side, they'll pop up in palm trees. They love living in palm trees. And then you have them kind of draping on the house, and they can jump on the house. And
wait a minute, they got rats in palm trees?
Yeah, especially if it's banana palm.
Yeah, they
Our
love
friend
it.
Chris says they're Norway rats or roof rats.
Okay, that maybe is what I'm talking about with the palm tree ones.
Norway is a long ways away. Damn. That rat, hell of an adventure, man.
If you have like a grapefruit tree or an orange tree, that's a haven for rats.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's a good
All right, so you guys let us know on this one because we do I need a little help. All right, Coach, I'm going to get them off of this because I got they're flying in right now. Oh my gosh, this is classic. All right, Coach, hang on. You're going to have to tell us about another draft pick. This dude says, I've got a preserve as a backyard. Last year, I opened my grill. There was a possum staring at me. The sucker played dead. I cut the grill off. And he darted. I would have had just gotten it to 750 degrees to burn it off, but I told my wife that grill was going straight to the dog.
Oh, possum, you could eat that bad boy.
Oh, yeah, you can. Nothing
Hell
like
yeah.
possum. Oh, possum. You could probably sit
The problem is, like, at some point, like,
street side.
TLD is going to be eating something and saying, this has got a weird taste to it, Joe.
You're probably right.
And you're going to say, okay.
I'm telling you, I can get over it. She's a trooper in more ways, but we were not eating off of that grill last night. No way, no how. All right, it's XL Primetime. Next guy we're looking at, okay? You already went with Caleb. We've already looked at Rack, what we think he can become as far as moving from cornerback to safety. Right. Let's get to Milam. Let's get to Tootin. Let's get to the other guys, top half of the draft, coming up on a Beaver Toyota Tuesday.
Great weather. Check. Great city. Check. Great sports talk for great people. Check. 1010XL.
You know, I got to get one of these.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Okay, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I and Beaches Dermatology are reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Spring is here, and that means more time outside. Grabbing the clubs for your tea time? Bring the screen. Heading out on the boat? Bring the screen. Headed to the beach? Definitely bring the sunscreen. All in all, make sure sunscreen is included in your outdoor activities. If you have any concerns now, give Beaches Dermatology a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 6, 1915, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth hits his first MLB home run out of his 714 in a game against the New York Yankees.
Catch Gators baseball all season long on 1010XL. Pitched by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators.
Hey gang, Prosser here, and it's always great when you can replace a problem with a promise. And let me get right down to it. When it comes to Chad and Sandy and selling your home, here's a promise that you can count on. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Now, more. Spring selling season is here. Rates are down. Activity's up. Now's the best time in years to sell your home. Some homes are sitting on the market, though, and hiring an expert who can maximize your equity and minimize hassle is the key. Those expert agents, and I'm recommending them to sell your home, Chad and Sandy Newman. There have been lots of you out there on the First Coast who are taking advantage. Take David and Heather in Fox Ridge. This is out in Orange Park. We wanted to move to Keystone Heights to get closer to family, away from the city. We heard Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. What you hear is true. We got multiple offers and sold in 3 days for $15,000 above asking price. Call the local experts I trust and recommend to sell my home and yours. Call Chad and Sandy, 414-6200, ChadAndSandy.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But a new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
I mean, to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Grow your hair back. IHRS offers the latest technology in hair transplants and restorative treatments.
Fast, easy, and effective.
With over 35 years' experience, our team is committed to delivering exceptional results. Hair restoration is for us, and it can be for you too.
See how IHRS technology can grow your hair back. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS, 777-4477 for $250 off.
What? All the budget has to be used now? And we can use all the media buy?
Javier's marketing firm just got its dream funding.
Okay, ideas. Bobbleheads. No. T-shirt cannon. I seriously need some help here.
He needs to find marketing managers who are worth every dollar.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Sponsoring a job on Indeed gives it a visibility boost so you can hire faster. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
Well, when the Jaguars got aggressive and moved up to number 2 to take the best player in most people's minds in the draft, we wanted to call another guy who has a piece of hardware just like Travis Hunter, a Heisman winner in Gino Torretta. He joins us on XL Primetime. Gino, thanks for the time. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. The city's excited, as you can imagine, with the selection. We're going to find out how many plays.
Hope's eternal. We got 10 new players that are going to take us to the Super Bowl, right? That's what 32
Of course. That's and by the way, they sucked last year, and they're still expecting the Super Bowl. But let's start with just your conversations, your interactions with a guy like Travis Hunter as another Heisman winner. In your mind, before we dig down on football, what's the guy like?
I think he's a great kid. I'd probably say he's a little bit like Sapp. He's country, loves his fishing and playing ball, and that's kind of it. He, not really worried about any of the outside stuff. I had a chance to broadcast when they went to Nebraska, so I got a chance to see him firsthand. Both sides of the ball. And I remember saying something to him in December. I'm like, man, I don't know, was he 170 pounds, 165 pounds? He's probably a similar build as Lamar Thomas, one of my old receivers. And he did not shy away from contact at all. And I said something to him, and he goes, I'm a dog. I don't care. He would try to lay wood, and which is impressive. And then on the other side of the ball, he had some of the best body control that you'll ever see. Balls thrown off I mean, him being able to, leap up and spin around and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I've been impressed. He seems like a great kid. Seems like he's just ready to go to work and loves playing football.
Gino, how you doing, teammate? Mr. Heisman. He's the original.
What's going
Mr.
on, Big Searcy?
How you doing, bro? Everything good with you?
All good, all good.
All right. So let me, as far as Travis on, I mean, this kid is trying to do something that's unprecedented in the NFL. We're talking about playing both ways effectively at an elite high level. I mean, I know you talked about his ability. Now that was college, and we're talking about the NFL now. I mean, he can't put up those same numbers as far as college in the pro league, can he?
I don't know if. One, he was 100 snaps a game in college, which, even if you went both ways, I don't even know if you'd get that many snaps in an NFL game. I think his conditioning, I think he could. Like that was what amazed me. I'm like, man, how can a guy play to that level and play that many snaps and not be winded, not be, he seemed like he was ready all the time. I think what it's going to come down to, the coaching staff in Jacksonville has to believe when he's on either side of the ball, he's going to do the right thing. If there's a route adjustment, if there's a check in coverage, whatever that is, I think the offensive and defensive coach has to, they have to feel comfortable that he's going to be in the right position because, one slip up in the NFL, they'll find it and they'll exploit it on you, especially when you're on the defensive side of the ball. So I think he can. I think conditioning wise he could. I think a lot of it's going to be, what they ask him to do and as far as how complicated, whatever offensive receiver position he is, how many adjustments there are, side adjustments, blitz adjustments, protections, things like that, maybe he didn't have to do in college. And then at corner, if he gets moved inside, there's going to be some checks. But if he plays outside and they just say play man, hell, I think he can run. He can play with anybody in that league right now.
Gino, this is Dave Campo. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Listen, one of the things I have a question about is I'm sure you follow the U, and what's your feeling since he's a rival in the division now with the Jags on Cam Ward?
So I would say this. The first time I saw him throw in the spring of would have been last year, the first thing I said was, boy, did the NFL really miss this. I go, Coach, you know as well as I do. There's 100 quarterbacks in the league. There's maybe 10 when they're throwing. You're just like, you kind of stop and watch.
Right.
And he's one of those guys. His ball similar to Warren Moon, where not really ever a bad ball. Ball seemed to accuracy was always there. Has the arm talent like nobody's business. That's the first thing I thought, and then obviously he goes out and throws for, had probably the best season any quarterback's ever had. The University of Miami history, threw for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. So he can perform, he can move around. People are like, well, he's not that fast. I don't know. To me, he seems like he's fast enough where they don't seem to get him down. It's kind of similar to Mahomes. He might not be the fastest guy, but he always seems to wiggle out of it and, throws some sidearm ball to make a completion. So I think Cam's going to be very good, but as well as I do, it's going to be up to the 10 guys around him. Is their line going to be good enough to protect him for 2.5, 3 seconds, and then does he got guys on the outside that are going to get open, and are they going to have a running game? I mean, he's going to rely on the other 10 guys to do their job just to do his, but he's got all the talent. Seems like he has the mental makeup. He is very confident, a la a University of Miami guy.
Right.
You may not see him talking smack, but there was a lot of practices I'd go out to. It was kind of very quiet smack talk, and which I love. But he's confident in his abilities, and he should be.
Gino, being the multimedia superstar that you are, did you ever see Carson? Did you ever do one of his games, Carson Beck, when he's at Georgia? And What have you heard about him since he's gotten to Miami, and what's the thought process there of him and how he's adjusting? He obviously hasn't thrown much, but the idea of his leadership and the guys rallying around him.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he's thrown at all. Maybe he just started after spring. I didn't see any of the spring practices. He obviously had all the physical talents in the world, coming out of high school and even at Georgia. And he's got a lot of experience. I think the college game today, it seems like we're hiring kind of 1-year mercenaries. Right. And see who comes together the fastest, kind of like similar to Florida basketball, and they put the right chips down and won a national championship. But Beck has all the physical ability. He's got the experience. Mentally, I think it's just going to come down to how he, how that arm and the elbow repair itself. When he can go out there and finally wing it, and we'll see what happens. I know they pay a lot better now than when Searcy and I were in school.
A hell of a lot better.
Y'all were still getting the $100 handshakes. We had was
you know what? I don't know. The number I hear is 4 to 9, and that was a lot more $100 handshakes than I ever got.
Definitely a lot more than the coaching staff. I can guarantee you that.
Your hand would be worn out to catch up to the money that they're getting right now. With
$4 million. Hell, you're right, Coach. He got paid more than the whole coaching staff.
All right, we got a few more for Gino Torretta, Hurricane great, Heisman Trophy winner. Back to Travis, just as far as how the coaches rein in their excitement, Gino, and like you said, knowing that he's capable of so much, how do you control the environment to not have one side wanting him more than the other? Because that's really not going to be an easy situation.
Well, I think, one, it's probably going to come down to the head coach of saying we need more help offensively or we need more help defensively. Whatever that decision is, I think you probably lean more snaps on that side of the ball. I think he makes either side better. I think probably the risk you run is that kid doesn't want to come off the field. And it comes to a certain point, like what if he's exhausted, and that's when you get an injury or something like that. So I think that's probably the risk is he's not going to want to come off the field. He's going to want to play snap on both sides of the ball as soon as he's comfortable. So, but I would think, at least for me, I'd lean one way, let him play both and have. Kind of like, I guess offensively, when we used to have the Wildcat, and they used to have, there's a package for Antoine Randall at Pittsburgh. Okay. And this is going to be the offensive plays that he's going to run. I would probably think it's similar for Travis now on offense. And then defensively, the defensive coordinator's got to know, this is what I know Travis knows what to do in these, downs and distance, what kind of audibles, what kind of checks, what kind of formations are coming at him, and I'm comfortable putting him anywhere on the defensive side in the secondary. So I think, it's just a matter, but there's so much time to get prepared for a game as we get through. But I would think exhaustion, but I don't know, man. The guy amazed me all season because it was damn near 100-plus snaps every single week in college.
All right, Gino, let's talk about our former teammate. All right, Mario.
Which one?
Well, let's talk about Mario. The former teammate. Let's talk about Mario. Now, we know he's a recruiting mogul. We know he is a transfer portal mogul. All right, last year was a little disappointment down the stretch, losing 3 out of 4. Going into this season, what are your expectations with Mario and the Hurricanes moving forward?
Well, I don't know if it's expectations. I think that we have to get in the conference championship game. I mean, we haven't. I don't know when the last. I think we made it one time, and I think I can't even remember when it was, but we got smoked by Clemson.
Yeah, I was there.
I know y'all haven't won it. How about that, Gino?
Yeah, we've gotten there once. I think when we went into the ACC, it was everybody said it was going to be us and Florida State for the title, and we've never showed up. So they've got some, and I think that. Listen, I think there's pressures on. What is this, year 4? And, you had a situation last year that all we got to do is go on the road and beat Syracuse. Now, I get it. I mean, hell, my senior year, we went up there and barely beat them by a few, and Carrier Dome's a tough place to play, but you have to get it done. I think I was kind of disappointed at the end of the year, like your quarterback who's, wins Davey O'Brien, the best quarterback of the year. It turns out to be the first pick of the draft. You take him off the field when it's 4th and 9 inside the 20, and you kick a field goal, and it doesn't help you, and you end up losing the game. To me, I've always, Coach Johnson, Coach Erickson, Coach Campo, you go down swinging with your best, and Cam Ward was the best we had, and we took him out of the game, which I thought was a major mistake. So I think it's there's a lot of pressure for him to get over that hump and get in that game. I mean, I fully expect, now that he's been here 3, I expected last year that he should have been in the conference championship game. I mean, it was the first year for SMU to be in the conference, and they made it. So I expect they better get in the conference game. And Big Search, we're going to know. We're going to know game 1, Notre Dame at home, and then September 20th, the Gators come down here to Miami. So we're going to know awful early how good our Hurricanes are.
Baby, chalk a dub.
I got to be honest with you, Gino. He doesn't look too confident right now. He's got a little uneasiness to Big Search right now.
Listen, if you ever tried to rush Leon and he punched you in the chest, that's why he knows confidence. That man has broken some ribs in his day.
Listen, we have to beat the Catholics. That's all there is to it. Period. I can't. Leon and I cannot even sit here if that doesn't happen.
Coach, I still remember in '88, my freshman year. I come here and I think we went up there and played them, and I'm redshirt or whatever,
right?
And somebody's showing those Catholics versus convicts shirt, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm Catholic, I buy the shirt, and then I'm like, I figure out what I'm wearing, and I'm like, wait a sec, I guess I'm part of the convicts here.
Yeah, there you go.
Labels,
yeah. Choose side, Gino. Choose the side. Hey, bro. Hey, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Thanks again, man. It's great talking to you.
My man. You kept my backside and my front side clean, so we're all good.
All right, bro. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
See you guys.
You got it.
See you later. Thanks, Gino.
You can't do it. You're Catholic. You can't say that.
I'm not Catholic.
Oh, I thought you were. You're a Paisan? You're not Catholic?
No.
I'm the good Catholic, Father Tom, and the Padres listening to all of them right now. Yeah, that's me. Even though I agree with what Gino said. I'm Catholic. I'll put the T-shirt on. He looks at it and goes, wait a minute. They're talking about convicts on the other side. That's the side I'm supposed to be representing. Good stuff. So just like 2 parts here, of course, the Miami side of this, which he knows they've got a good football team, and he knows that the way things work in today's college football, Cam Ward is a come-and-go guy. Carson Beck is a come-and-go guy. As long as you can transfer portal your way with a few more, which is what Mario seems to be doing, you guys got a chance. But you've got – but when he said it's not an expectation, you've got to get to that chance.
With this day and age with one and dones, especially the quarterback position, and Miami winning 10 wins last year was a failure because we didn't make the conference championship. We didn't make the tournament. I mean, as exciting as it was, you've got to chalk that out as a loss because you went You lost 3 of the 4 games down the stretch, and then you lost the bowl game against Iowa State. I mean, those 10. I mean, you could have had. Did they win 10 wins? Did they win 10 games? They won 9.
No, they won 9, right?
They won. I think they won 10.
No, they won 10 games.
They won 10.
I think they won 10.
They won 10s. I mean, so in this day,
10-2 in the regular season.
Right, 10-2. Finished 10-3. Right. Yeah, but by those standards, the year that Cam Ward had, it was a waste.
Yeah.
It really was.
It really, in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for the Florida State game, absolutely.
Yeah. And you missed out on the Pop-Tart championship.
Yeah, well, we didn't win that one, so I'm okay with it.
If you really look at it, the only time a one-time shot quarterback has won a championship is Will Howard. You really can't call Joe Burrow one time because he was there for a full season.
Yeah, he was 2 seasons worth, and that was really the beginning of what we're all understanding.
Well, what about
now.
Cam Newton?
But we're talking transfer.
I'm talking about transfer.
The one-time guy. But Cam we always joke that
Cam also played at Florida too, so it was.
He barely played, man.
Yeah, he barely. But like we always joke that USC's the original NIL team. Cam might be the original transfer portal guy because he went community college or Florida Community College, Auburn.
Imagine how underpaid he was. $180,000.
Yeah, that was the report, and it was never ever substantiated.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of those would be a lot of $100 handshakes back then. Cecil was there to pick that up.
The great thing about sports is you never know.
No.
Take a look at all the quarterbacks over a bunch of decades here in the NFL that went first in the draft.
Yeah,
not very many of them. Made it.
It's a 50-50 crapshoot. They're going to be good.
Yeah.
Even way less than that, they're going to win it all.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman.
John Elway. We
John
went down
Elway.
the line. Yeah,
number one.
You mean the one overalls that won the Super Bowl?
They won the Super Bowl.
And Trevor Lawrence, of course, soon.
Come on, Trevor Lawrence, Dave.
Jamarcus Russell.
What's happening?
Yeah, Jamarcus.
Won it.
Yeah. We'll go through them the next time, honestly, because it's 100% right. 50-50 on if they're good to great. Yeah. And then way less than that as far as holding up the trophy. That's for sure. All right, Coach, good stuff as always. We always appreciate you. We will see you on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, he is out. We keep it rolling in the 3 o'clock hour. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday.
You down with JAG? Yeah, you know me. You down with JAG? Yeah, you know me. You down with JAG? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with JAG?
The Bold City. 1010XL, proud flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. Duck Duck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We are a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discuss the beautiful game. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Get an hour of soccer talk Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this week at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark. The Jumbo Shrimp take on the AAA New York Mets. Tacos and tequila tonight, followed by a noon Military Appreciation Day game tomorrow. Presented by ViStar and True Vet Solutions. Baseball all weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company.
Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Are your monthly bills keeping you up at night, wondering how you got so behind? Hey, I'm Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. I get it. Life is expensive now. Insurance, groceries, cars. And then there's the credit card debt with those obscene interest rates. It's time to regain your financial freedom. And that's what we offer at Loan Pronto, using the power of the equity in your home. We have multiple ways to get you the cash you need, and most clients close in 2 weeks or less, and many don't even require an appraisal. And listen, rates have been plummeting recently. We just locked a homeowner in with an APR in the low fives, saving her over $1,000 per month, and put $10,000 in her pocket. Life-changing money. Whether you're drowning in debt, have a nosebleed rate you got last year, need home improvements, or simply need cash in your pocket, we can help you accomplish this goal in record time. Call us today and get started with no hard credit pull, just a conversation. LoanPronto.com, 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. That's LoanPronto.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Do you know someone looking for a fun and rewarding summer job? Join the YMCA team, gain valuable experience, and make a difference in kids' lives. Turn your passion for this community into a fulfilling career at the First Coast YMCA. Now hiring camp counselors, lifeguards, childcare leaders, and membership experience team. Every single person on the dedicated YMCA staff plays a role in making the Y a welcoming and vital resource for our community. Find your career at the Y at fcymca.org.
Equal opportunity employer.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by USA Park Airport Parking. The Jumbo Shrimp are back in Jacksonville tonight after they got swept on the road by the Durham Bulls in their last series. They'll look to put their last few games behind them and get back to their ways from their dominant start of the season. Connor Gillespie gets the start for the Shrimp tonight at 7:05, so head down to ViStar Ballpark for tacos and tequila night. Earlier today, the Jaguars announced they're hiring Brian Zanders for a front office role. Zanders played linebacker at Florida State from 1989 and 1992 before starting his personnel role in the NFL. Zanders was the general manager of the Broncos from 2009 to 2012 and has been with the Rams as a senior personnel executive since 2017, as he's very familiar working with James Gladstone. It's 84 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
It's off to Brown. Bridge is there. They hold it. They drop it. It's over. The Knicks have won. What a comeback and a Game 1 win for New York.
Second one for Holmgren. It rims out. Brown grabs it. 7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon got it. Aaron Gordon with a deep shot. Williams, three-quarter court. No good. The Nuggets steal Game 1.
Underdogs lit it up last night. And those that were, the barrage of three-point shots from the Boston Celtics that just hit more iron and glass than net, they did not light it up. Upsets in the opening game between OKC and Denver, between New York and Boston. Shocking, I think, for a lot of NBA fans. But Jalen Brunson keeps willing his team to victory. Nikola had 42 points, 22 rebounds, and a half dozen assists. Yeah, another level for him, that's for sure. So those two teams lit it up last night. American Electrical, they can light up your world, residential or commercial. Let them show you how many things they can do for you, including automation. And if you want to jumpstart your career in the electrical world, log on american-electrical.com and get with them, powered by professionalism. There's no question about it. Nicola has had, the most points ever in a triple-double earlier this year, and then now 42, 22 and a half dozen assists. And it looked like he was worn out. Still has the I'm dealing with hay fever nose. Right. He always got that red nose. Yeah. But other than that,
That's not hay fever, by the way.
That's the Russian hay fever. Anyway, he is some kind of
Serbian.
Yeah, Serbian. Okay, you're right. I can never get the.
Really don't want to upset those people.
It's a very good point.
He's very nice right now, Joe.
Yeah. Keep me straight on that one. All right, now another guy that was upset. I got to bring this up because we were talking about the rat incident, as it will be known.
The episode.
Yeah, the episode. When I opened up my grill to find a snaggletooth rat looking right at me, okay? Little Savage was just feasting on my leftovers from my grill. So Matt says, you got to get rid of that. I'm like, no, I'm not getting rid of that grill. I'm just going to.
No, I said you got to clean it.
Well, okay.
Take it apart and clean it.
Okay, all right. You're probably, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm going to burn it off. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to burn it off again, but I'm not getting rid of it.
Yes.
So,
good
D-Rock,
plan, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. D-Rock texts in. Mike DiRocco, he of ESPN and famous on Jaguars today. He said, one spring, I opened up my grill after not having used it for a while. Not only was there a rat, there was a family of rats living in the bottom of the grill. Tiny little newborn rats. We got a new grill.
Sounds like the start of an animated film.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but that's D-Rock. D-Rock doesn't mess around. D-Rock's like
he just took it right out to the street.
He's not.
Did he keep the family in it?
Yeah.
There's no heavy lifting.
He wheeled it out to the garbage.
Right out there, and that was it.
Mama rat, dad rat. Like, I don't know where we're going.
No.
We're going on a family trip. But I like even some of the textures. They show you how Disney makes these rats all look sweet and nice. Yeah.
In fact, D-Rock's lovely
That's
wife
the
probably
animated
said,
film JJ's talking
probably
about.
Said, well, did you kill them? And he probably said, well, no.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He is. I would love to have taken that one out last night.
Really nice.
That's for sure.
Certainly nicer than all of us.
No.
Now, what would you rather not see, I guess, when you open up your grill? Because we got a lot of this. A rat or a snake?
Yeah. Snake would really, I would have fallen over at that point. I'm not, like, if I'm on solid ground, I'm not really, like, over the top scared of snakes. But if he's almost eye high with you,
that's different. That's totally different.
Yeah, I probably would have fallen over.
But what would make you more upset, the rat or a couple of like bone-in chicken breasts that you forgot were on there because you had too many beers?
Listen, if I wasted food, in particular protein,
right, that would upset you big time.
Oh, you better believe it. I would have been sick over that. That's for sure. That's not happening.
Because I've done that before.
Yeah. Well, a long time ago, we had Hattie. She was just crazy black lab. She was awesome. Loved the water, but she was just a nutbag. And I had taken a rack of ribs, put it on the grill, did my whole thing.
Full rack?
Full rack. 2 or 3 hours. Put it up on the kitchen table, and damn if I didn't turn around and Hattie was up there and just biting into all of it as much as she. Now, this dog swallowed a whole roll of paper towels, just to give you an idea.
Oh, my goodness.
She was capable of anything.
Wow.
And so there was nothing I could have saved, because I would have saved something, Matt. You know I would have. If he hadn't, Hattie hadn't bitten into some of it.
That's all right.
Yeah, I would have that's fine.
A half-bitten piece by a dog, big deal. I let her lick my face.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, she got the whole dang thing.
See, Matt's such a dog guy. He would have been just grubbing out with it.
In my head, I'm
picked
thinking,
up
good
before.
for her, man.
Yeah.
Good for Hattie.
Oh, she was crazed. That's for sure.
You're damn right, JJ.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, any more solutions? My man Chris is going to help me. Hopefully some other. I love some of the stuff that was sent in that you can buy on Amazon and whatnot. Just some of these very.
Really?
Yeah. Very,
traps and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice rat traps that you can get rid of these varmints.
Nice.
Yeah. meaning
So it doesn't-
they're effective.
It doesn't like kill them completely, so you can let them go in the.
Yeah, when I say nice, I don't mean that. I want them gone, but I just mean effective because you buy so much stuff these days, none of it works. I went and bought the cones for the bird feeder I was telling you.
Garbage.
They don't work.
Yeah.
Squirrel comes, he's like, hey, thanks, man. This is all you got, old man?
Right.
Climbs right up on top of it and eats more of the bird seed that we put out for the birds. TLD's, she loves seeing the birds, but it ain't working right now. Squirrels and rats are.
Well, that's when you get out the BB gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly, it's not working.
It's not, I'm losing in my backyard. That's for sure. All right. So let's get back to some of the Jag talk, a little bit of that, and then also a little bit of the talk as we were talking about with Gino Torretta, with what Travis Hunter can do. We need to drill down on what he said as far as the Canes are concerned, but just first on Travis Hunter. Do you agree, Leon, that it's going to be a little bit of trial by error on both sides of the ball to see what he's capable of? I know you're not a naysayer, but you're wondering just, to the level of what success.
Well, you just want you would have to see how much he could process. Because if the speed of the game is going to be the tempo of the game is going to be accelerated compared to what he dealt with at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I think that he may, I'm not going to say struggle, but he's going to have to process information a lot quicker and react at this level, at this elite level on both sides of the ball, as far as him dealing with DBs and safeties on the offensive side, and then him dealing with wide receivers on the defensive side. So I think people the expectations is that he's just going to come in. It's going to be a splash. No, it's going to be a process on both sides of the ball, getting himself acclimated to the speed and the physicalness of the NFL. But I think that once he gets it going, he gets it clicking, I think he's going to be a viable commodity on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
it's going to take some time.
Measured success, just to make sure that it lasts. Right.
I would expect him offensively to have an impact immediately.
Yeah.
And I mean like a Brian Thomas Jr. type impact. Defensively, I think it's going to be a little different because my guess is they want him offensively to be the elite player that he can be, to completely reach his ceiling offensively, and whatever he can add defensively is gravy. Because you didn't pick him to play corner. You picked him to help your quarterback. There's no doubt about that. So, I think he's going to he will have an immediate impact on offense. And if he's got the ability to deal with both, and I actually don't think it's going to be a physical thing. I think it's going to be a knowledge thing.
Right.
Like, will he have enough time to understand the game plan on both sides of the ball?
Right.
Now he's a, obviously a 4.0 student. He's a guy that, everyone says his football IQ is off the charts. So maybe he can. But I think that's going to be the biggest transition for him is understanding and learning the different types of defenses and coverages that he didn't do in college.
Yeah, I was told a great story last week that one of the big execs with the Jags that Shad Khan leaned in to Travis and said, hey, this was after he was brought in, the presser on Friday, and says, hey, I got the jet ready to go. Wherever you want to go, because that's usually what happens.
Right.
They bring them in, they sit them down, they introduce them to everybody, they work the room, the press conference, all that kind of stuff, and then at some point they're going to leave. And he says, just let me know, whatever your schedule is, the jet's ready to go. He goes, oh, no, I'm not going anywhere. Staying here because I'm locked in. And now he may have left by now, but we know that at least for basically a full week, he was here because he just wants to immerse himself. Now,
I was just going to say, back to my point initially, is you can cheat. There are ways you can cheat on defense in college football. If you're an elite athlete like he was,
yes,
you are not cheating in the NFL.
Yes,
that's why I think like the idea of learning every possible thing he can learn on defense is going to be so important.
And I don't think you can say 70% offense because I want to keep saying 70-30, 80-20, some combination. But you are going to be out on a lot of offensive plays. You may not be on a 3rd and inches or 4th and inches or whatever.
Yeah, he's a typical receiver.
He's a regular.
Will be out
he will get
there,
the full body of work on that side. Then you figure out red zone. He may not be out on any first down, which I still find a little bit hard to believe because that's a little more. And here's the other part of this question. How does the other guy react to this? The quote co-starter. Let's just say it's Jarian Jones. opposite Tyson Campbell. Do you think he's going to like Leon when it's third down and he's made a couple of nice plays and now they're in a certain passing situation and they trot Travis out and
get over it?
That's probably going to be a conversation at least.
I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
If he plays better, they won't put Travis Hunter in there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Now, Jari,
that means he's got to elevate his play.
Yeah, but
in
you
order
get
to keep Travis Hunter on the sideline.
But you get what I'm saying. Let's just say he didn't even have a pass defense, but he covered a guy so well that the quarterback went away from him. He doesn't get credit for a pass defense or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's now they ran on first down, incomplete pass on second down. Now it's 3rd and 7, and they want Travis to be out there instead of him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious how it may play.
He had to get over himself. That's just the facts. I mean, you're talking about the number 2 pick overall.
Yeah.
You know, that you mortgaged the farm for, all right? Mm-hmm. So he's going to be playing in crucial situations, I would think.
Yeah.
And then you'll know everything you need to know in training camp.
True. It's just like prideful players. They don't like it when it's a really serious situation and they defer to somebody else because they'd rather have that guy out. Now, I understand what I'm not.
But you're going to be given every opportunity over the next couple of months to prove otherwise.
Right.
And if you can't, then he's going to step in.
Right.
Algerian Jones going to have all training camp to prove that I'm that next guy.
Because they're
competing against Travis Hunter too. No matter they are to keep themselves on the field.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's make this the 10-10 take real quick because this is honestly going to be a tough one.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Delicious barbecue, lunch, dinner, whenever you're craving it, you want to plan a party, get Sonny's involved. Find them all over the First Coast with some delicious barbecue and great specials right now. I think the way most people are viewing this trade to move up to the number 2 spot with Cleveland, giving away next year's first-round pick, second year this year. We all know what they gave away. Most people are saying, hey, this can be a home run if you see that guy on the field more than what you would see an ordinary player. That's what makes him the unicorn. That's what makes him, with all sorts of possibilities, changing the game. Maybe more players are now going to step up through high school and college and say, hey, I can play both ways because this guy might change it. But if he only plays exclusively on one side, then you're going to see some second guessing going on. Because would you have been willing to do that just to get a top flight receiver versus a guy that can play both ways? That's the 10-10 take because that's really what it comes down to. That's what makes this. That's what makes the trade so rich in terms of swinging and hitting a home run if he gets to play on both sides of the ball.
Is that your question? Would you have done it for just a receiver?
Yeah.
My answer is going to be I have to say yeah.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, because I think it's more than just you're getting the best player in the draft, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
They're desperate to give 16 help.
I get it.
And so I think it's more than just that. I think it's there. This is now a franchise type thing. It's not so much one player type thing. It's we have to do everything we can to put pieces around this guy so we can win. It's about winning, and it's so much more than just can he play corner. I mean, if he comes in there and halfway through the season he says I don't want to play corner anymore, then I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Well, then that would be a huge waste of a trade.
I don't agree with
second guessing.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you what I mean. If he ends up
he
being
would have to be the best wide receiver prospect of all time to be worthy of that trade.
Okay,
and he's not.
My point is, if he ends up being a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type player, it's worth it.
You think he's going to be up there with those guys?
He certainly has the ability. Yeah, I think he could.
He has
that would be the only reason I would do that trade if because we've seen Justin Jefferson and I mean we seen Chase and Justin Jefferson at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean no slight on Travis Hunter. He was neither one of those guys.
No, he wasn't. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
but he's also very raw. He also has only played the position how many years? 2, 3? 2 or 3 years.
All right, so
one at Jackson State, 2 in
Mm-hmm.
Colorado.
2 in Colorado, yeah.
All right, so let's come back with because I got a list of the best wide receivers, and honestly, if he is just one position, this trade will be panned. Okay?
But that would be comparable to Trayvon Walker, a project, if he's just going to play one way.
They need to see him on both sides of the ball for this to feel like it's the home run that most people feel like it is. All right, so let's do that coming up. It's XL Primetime, Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy, Tuesday, right here on XL Primetime.
Long ago, sports radio was just a dream. But one brave station dared to make the leap into sports outer space. 1010XL. One small step for man. Out of this world.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
Cooking with Prisco.
These things are wonderful. You're going to love it. Have a rolling.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Ever wonder where your food comes from? Get back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com. Connecting real people with real family farms.
Hacker here, and let's talk sincerity. You know, there's a big difference between someone tossing you a casual, hey, how you doing, and genuinely asking, no, really, how are you doing? At Awaken 180, I felt that sincerity every single week while dropping 122 pounds, and I still feel it every month in free maintenance for life. Sure, seeing that number plunge on the scale was incredible, but what truly pushed me across the goal line? My amazing Awaken 180 coaches. They coached me up like I was prepping for draft day, always in my corner, sincerely invested in my success, and check this out. I'm going on a cruise in a couple of weeks, complete with formal night. Now, normally, cameras and I have a strained relationship. I hated taking pictures, but thanks to Awaken 180, the camera and I have made peace. No more ducking photos. Want results you can actually keep? Do what we all did and call 844-346-1800 or book online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, Hicken here. So much of what makes us a family takes place in our homes. That's where Zero Res comes in. I love Zero Res, and this month get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner with May Mayhem. A 3-room special starting at $149 plus the 4th room is free. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res 28757 or go online at zeroresjacksonville.com and say you want the Hicken special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline, and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Love the good music. That's for sure. Puts you in a good mood. XL Primetime, hanging out on a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Going to get in a good mood with a brand new ride. You can do it. SUVs, pickup trucks, beautiful sedans, economy, luxury. Check them out, beaverchevrolet.com, beavertoyota.staugustine.com. They got the new digs right there on I-95 and 207 for the Toyota side that are coming along right next to Best Bet. Oh, looking forward to it. That's for sure. All right, so speaking of sleek rides and speed merchants, that's what you want when you get Travis Hunter in a Jags uniform. And when you take a look at the top players right now in the National Football League at that position, we know who they are. Now, Matt says if he's a Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, so on and so forth, it's worth it. And I get it, because Jamar Chase, my gosh, man, look at what he did last year. But if he doesn't represent that extra element, I do think people will throw their darts, and it will be deserved. But I'm going through some of the best receivers in the National Football League. Leon, how far down do you think you have to go before you find a Brian Thomas Jr., and how long before maybe he could move up into the top dozen or so, and Travis Hunter too?
Well, I mean, you got to also remember, I mean, I think he could be a top 12 wide receiver, but you got to also remember, on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, a good DB is not necessarily equated to interceptions.
Right.
So if Travis Hunter is a guy who can shut off one half of the field and can defend passes, then that's a win for us. Huge. So if he gives us 1,100 yards and 8 to 10 touchdowns, but he's got passes defended, well, maybe 3 picks or something like that. That's got to be a win-win on that. And as far as the Travis Hunter sweepstakes goes.
Yeah,
that I would like.
Yeah, I mean, he has to make an impact. I mean, it has to be a legit major impact. There's no doubt about it on the offensive side of the ball. And again, if you somehow get like 3 or 4 picks from him on defense, 3 or 4 big game-changing plays, a strip, something, anything, I think he's made his money.
Okay, so top 15 receivers in the NFL. You could put them in any order. I'll go to PFF in a minute, but I'm just going to pull one that I had marked.
Let me say this for you real quick before you get into that. Where do you see him at? So if we're so focused on the idea of he's got to be X, where's Brian Thomas Jr. in this then?
Yeah, it's funny because Brian Thomas Jr. is 1. He is
no doubt
WR1.
He's one of the top 10 receivers in the game right now.
Well, that's the conversation I want to have, and we'll probably carry it on into tomorrow as well. But he is WR1 here, and Travis,
without question.
Yeah, and Travis is going to compliment him and try and become
1A, 1B.
Yeah, try and become that exactly 1A, 1B. And then if he does make red zone plays, third down plays, bats the ball down, picks off the ball, plus gets in the end zone, he will be that superstar, that unicorn, that unlike any other, the Shohei of Duval, if he can do both.
Yeah.
But he's got to be able to do both.
He's got to come here and be a sponge, all right, as far as Brian Thomas Jr. goes. Because Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, I don't want to equate it. He's an elite wide receiver, but he had a hell of a year last year. So any pickups he can put on running routes and all that kind of stuff from Brian Thomas Jr., I absolutely would be there. His breaks, all that kind of manipulating defenses and all that other kind of stuff, find the holes in the zone. I mean, those are the type of things he can be having the conversation with Brian Thomas Jr. when they watch film together, because that's how you get better. I don't care how good you are, you can always get better.
Oh, yes.
Plus, Brian Thomas Jr., he's going to get better. More than likely, a lot better.
Well, and now that someone's going to take the attention of the defense away from him slightly or more than slightly.
I almost think he's kind of getting lost in this whole Travis Hunter thing.
Yeah. Well,
and you got a really, really, really good player in Brian Thomas Jr.
He's right now as close to a Jimmy Smith as we've seen here in Duval. Allen Robinson had one great year, and we'll see if BTJ obviously can follow his year. 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns is what you always hear with Allen Robinson. And Brian Thomas Jr. didn't have those numbers, but still.
Dare I say, is he faster than Jimmy?
Yeah.
I didn't say that, Jimmy.
Don't record.
Jimmy listens. I did not say that, Jimmy. That was Leon.
He's not stronger than Jimmy. He's not as good of a route runner as Jimmy. No. But he might be a tick. He might be a tick faster than Jay Smooth.
Okay, so like we said, this conversation will keep going. You'll have advice for the rookies before the mini camp comes up on this weekend, and maybe what Travis Hunter can become. But again, this is just for whatever you could put them in any order you want. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, A.J. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Amon-Ra, Nico Collins, BTJ, Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Tyreek, McLaurin. That's a pretty good group.
Yeah.
If BTJ stays in that pile and Travis Hunter adds his name to that pile.
Well, let me ask you this question. You're in a 4-wide formation. What 4 receivers you taking?
Right now.
As we speak.
I'm going
4 wides.
Brian Thomas Jr., Travis. Oh, you're talking about.
I'm talking about the guys you just named.
Whoa.
Chase Jefferson.
Chase Jefferson on the outside.
On everybody.
Okay, that's on the outside. Who you got?
And then Tyreek is.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah,
Tyreek.
I go Tyreek as a slot guy if I'm going 4 wide.
Okay.
Amon-Ra is unreal.
Amon-Ra is tough, bro.
And then one more?
One more. 4-wide situation. Tyreek definitely.
A.J. Brown?
Yeah, A.J.'s really good, man.
Devontae still? No.
Not as much. I would go Amon-Ra.
Yeah, Amon-Ra is some kind of good. And
that would be my 4-wide situation. I mean, all the wide receivers in the league, that would be my 4-wide situation. You can't go wrong. You're not stopping me.
No, and there was a time when other guys were on the rise before they got hurt. Brandon Ayuk was on his way up, and then he got hurt. And there have been a couple of other guys that haven't been able to do it. Stephon was on his way back in a lot of ways before he got the ACL last year. But
here's another thing, too. It's not that just Brian Thomas had a great season, first season, right? He did it without a starting quarterback for half the year. I mean, how good can this guy be? The more he learns about the league, the more he learns about coverages, the more confidence he has, the better his quarterback becomes.
Yeah.
How good can he be?
Yeah, if he has a guy that he knows is dealing back there, and like we said, attention taken away from him on the other side,
how many times last year,
that level.
How many times last year was a throw not made to him? He's like shaking his head. How many times did he do that?
Oh, yeah. And heck, how many times did you see it took until – I'll never forget. They go into the locker room and go, we haven't gotten the football to Brian Thomas Jr. And they say that in the post game. And then they start feeding him when they come out of the locker room. That's 30 minutes of ball that they said, oh, wait a minute. We forgot to get it. You can't do that. No way.
Who do you think said that to press? I mean, how does he not know that?
I honestly, they claim that they were trying to get the ball to him and could not get the ball to him. But when you're talking about the opportunity for him to move up in the eyes of some of the just the way the NFL is being viewed outside of Duval. Mm-hmm. He has already moved up into a conversation that few receivers have been able to do here in Duval. He's now being looked at as one of the premier wide receivers in the National Football League. Add Travis Hunter to that, and you got something now. Mm-hmm. You got something that's going to scare some defenses.
So that's another reason why you make that move, because making that move also makes Brian Thomas better.
Yeah. He may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, he's going to take a little of my shine away. He also may be thinking we are going to be a dynamic duo in Duval, which would be pretty cool. A lot like he's not going to be T to Jamar. Both of those guys could be just as good.
It also might be doing this for Brian Thomas. Oh, you think you got a shiny new toy, huh? Mm-hmm. You still got me.
Yeah.
And then he's going to play even harder.
Yeah.
And he's going to prepare even more.
Yeah. I would love it. I would love it. You guys chime in 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, or jump in the YouTube chat.
No static ever. Download the free 1010XL app for Apple and Android devices and take us with you wherever you go. 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
St. Johns County parents, does your kid have energy to burn? Want them to play a sport for their middle school? Sign up today for the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. Tackle football, dance, and cheerleading. Who doesn't want their kid to be the next NFL quarterback or dance floor diva? You know how fast your kid can go from playing Xbox to practicing their touchdown dance or sideline cheer? Visit sjmsaa.org. sjmsaa.org.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through May 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 125-8484.
UniversalRoof.com. John Haney here for Clearwater, and I know I'm always joking around, but this is a serious time for our coach and our team. So if you need a sprinkler system, a French drain, or seamless gutters, and you live in Duval County, then give us a call today.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage too.
Duval.
ClearwaterJags.com. This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 6, 1915, future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth hits his first MLB home run out of his 714 in a game against the New York Yankees.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But
A new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
I mean, to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could visit.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com. If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler, and this Mother's Day, we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off our entire inventory. GIA-certified natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design. And Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase, so get something special with a payment you can afford. Come celebrate Mom with fine jewelry at up to 40% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Jacksonville Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
1010XL is presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is we didn't hit on this, but I wanted to, with rookie camp coming up this Saturday. This is the first opportunity for these guys to be professionals, to be pros. I got a little bit of advice for you from the big fella. Number one, be on time, be prompt. All right, last thing the first thing that'll get you cut faster than a hot knife on buttered toast is if you're late for any meeting. Be on time, take notes, pay attention, get some rest. It's not time to party. You had months and months to party. Now it's time for the ball. You gotta take notes. You gotta compete. Compete like your life depends on it. And another thing, if I'm any guy from the regime of past, if I can come to this rookie camp, I'm there. Because you got to remember, you're from the old regime. These guys have no loyalty to you. So if you can come and showcase your talent in any capacity, as minute as it is, just showing good grace to the new regime. And if you're on the fence, you can float either way. I'm saying if you got an opportunity to come to this camp, make sure you're there.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Even if you know the collective bargaining agreement doesn't allow you to, telling them you want to go.
They would have to tell me to leave the field.
Right, right.
Searcy can't be here. Okay. Well, I showed up, Coach. Just want to let you know I showed up.
Right.
I'm just saying, man.
I agree.
You got to be in that good grace.
I agree.
Especially if you're on the fence.
That's a great idea, actually. My takeaway is you pick a guy in the third round, he better be a starter for you. So our coach, Dave Campo, left his notes. So I'm going to read you his breakdown of
It's
Caleb
unreal
Ransaw.
what he does.
Okay?
The work.
This is like a scouting preview, okay? He says, NFL demeanor, size and strength, terrific big nickel versus run, move to safety and too high is a no-brainer. Explosive, tough tackler, great special teams.
I love that. I love that.
He's got to start. Wyatt Milam's got to start. These are their people now.
Right.
These are their draft picks. These are their guys who they believe will change this franchise and turn it around.
Yeah. And if Caleb, when it's all said and done, right, and he ends up being one of the guys that these players look to and say, hey, that's what the new defense looks like because of how big he is and how fast he is, then Harry Potter, the sorcerer, has done his job.
Yeah.
They have found guys. And I will compare him to Xavier Watts just to see, because Watts played a lot of safety and was still on the board. But if he gets this one right, just as one example, that's a hell of a good pick.
I'll tell you something else is Dave was telling me off the air. He said he thinks that Tootin's going to play more. That Bashal Tootin will be a guy that's going to play a lot more than you think because, again, he's their guy.
We got 2 4-3 guys. One playing now we look and think safety.
Right.
And then you got another guy that's
and a running
be,
back who's got some wiggle to him.
I'll just give you this real quick. Bashal Tootin ran a 4.3 or a 4.32 40. Tank Bigsby ran a 4.56 at the combine and then a 4.45 at his pro day. Okay? That's significant in terms of the difference between the two. Now, Tank is a bigger dude, and he's a between the tackles dude, and Bashal isn't necessarily going to be that. But this team ran between the tackles way more than they should have. Get some speed on the outside, get them on the edge, get defenses leaning in one direction and then go in the other, and this type of guy can do some stuff for them. I really feel that. Can I just do a quick aside?
Yeah.
JJ, if you don't mind.
It's so important to make someone happy. Make just someone happy.
All right, so that's just a very simple statement. And it's so true. I've been married to TLD, the lovely Diane, for 30 years.
Wow.
And that was our song.
Happy anniversary.
Yep, that was our song. So couldn't be happier today, any happier than I was that day. And she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. That's for sure.
Nice.
I'm glad I found her.
Congratulations, TLD.
Yeah, thank you. So, but you will not be shocked by this. She's a good Italian girl. Good Italian dinner tonight. Okay, so.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Homemade, all of it, right?
Well, actually, no. I think the homemade will come later in the week. This is just, she didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to apron up or roll her sleeves up or anything
run down to Gusto and pick it up and bring it back.
Yeah. I'm going to take care of it. That's for sure. But anyway, love you, TLD. That's awesome. All right, so that
was beautiful, Joe.
Thank you very much.
As someone who's about to be married for only 2 years, that's very nice, and it makes me happy.
Well done.
It feels just as good now as it did then. So that's the key.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I believe we have a that.
Yeah.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is a hell of a transition, by the way, from that just sweet and just wonderful moment that we just had with you and TLD.
To jail cells.
Florida cornerback Dijon Johnson was arrested May 2nd for multiple charges, including, are you ready for this? A third-degree felony for possession of a controlled substance, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, misdemeanor possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and a misdemeanor charge of resisting an officer without violence. He is a projected starter for your Florida Gators. His backup was, it's Michael Caraway. It's a guy they picked up in the transfer portal from Southern Miss.
Yeah.
A fifth-year senior graduate guy. Or they could also slide Cormani McLean over as a starter. The one-time Florida commit goes to Colorado. Dion says not only does he not like to practice, he doesn't even like to look at his iPad, but he played well last year at Florida. So, it's not good. That news is not good.
No, Billy has not dipped into the transfer portal nearly as much as maybe many would have thought.
Right, and he hasn't. Billy, by the way, to his credit, has not had these kind of problems on his team either.
No, they've stayed fairly clean. Yeah. But that one's not good. We'll find out whether or not there's any more to it coming up. But definitely one that's like, I'm going to look at the transfer portal a little bit more. We'll do this a little bit more tomorrow. But honestly, outside of a backup quarterback and a punter, he only has 3 transfer portal guys that they can look at. And that, I don't know whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, because he's done a decent job recruiting, and now he's got more guys that are going to be dropped in all these spots because of the job he's done recruiting, but we'll see. That was a bad piece of Gator news. The other good piece of Gator news was Todd Golden getting that $40.5 million extension, which was pretty sizable for a basketball program. The Natty we're talking about. Let's ask this man about that one.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Frank Franzi was, he was strolling down the Riverwalk as the Gators were in their victory boat. What will a natty get you? A 6-year, $40.5 million extension, Frank.
The big news is, despite the state I was in, I stayed out of the river. Okay, that's the big news of it.
Yeah, at least you didn't.
Stayed
Critical.
Stayed out of the river. Look, Todd Golden, I think that makes him the 4th highest paid basketball coach.
That's pretty good.
I think it's Bill Self, Cal, Hurley, and then him now.
Yeah, because Hurley got the deal off of the possible leaving for the Lakers.
So I think he's the 4th. Hey, you know what? He's deserving of all that, man. It was a great ride, and so had a blast with that. By the way, not to get off that, but Deshaun Johnson's a good player.
Yeah.
He's an NFL defensive. He's an NFL player.
Yeah.
He's big. He's one of today's long corner.
Can run too.
Yeah, he can run. Yeah, he's a good player.
He was running.
Yeah, but that was I didn't know.
Allegedly, Joe.
Did anybody know that story? Anyone know? I had not until I saw it 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about that. So, and one thing, they've stayed out of trouble, so that was a big.
Yeah.
But so anyway, with the Todd Golden news, big news. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. In fact, my friend Chris Harry is going to join today.
Yeah.
At about 5:00 to talk all about his friend Todd Golden.
The other
We're going
thing,
to celebrate. I'm going to keep celebrating that basketball title.
Oh, I don't blame you. Honestly, it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
When you don't expect
keep celebrating it.
When you don't expect it.
Yeah, I'm probably, as far as going back on YouTube and watching the final 2 minutes, I'm about 18 times.
Are you really?
Oh, absolutely. You know why?
Who's watched it more, you or Hacker?
It's close. You know why it's not more than 18? Because I had to go back and watch the UConn, and I had to go back and watch the Texas Tech, and I had to go back and watch all of them. So there's that.
If you think of unexpected, okay, Florida lost in 95, won in 96. So they were expected.
Right.
06 was a surprise because it was second year of Herb, but it was also the arrival of Temmie.
Right.
And then the 08 was not a surprise.
Correct.
The 06-07 hoops was not a surprise.
Right. Not by midseason. Yeah. By midseason in 06 it was.
This was about as big a surprise as you could ask
for. No question.
From
The 06 team, by the way, was the first Florida team to start the season unranked in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Because they had lost David Lee and Robertson and Walsh and all those guys. And then they were great. But no, I still say this was Hoosiers. Yeah. If you think about it, remember Hoosiers that they were behind in every game, and then the one guy cut his head open in the one game, and then Ollie made the 2 free throws in the next game, and so no, it was great. So we'll talk all about that with Chris here. I kind of relive it a little bit. I haven't been on to have Chris on since they won it. Talk about the Todd Golden title. Hacker's going to sit with me for a little bit. That comes up in just a bit. Tomorrow, by the way, we're going to do sort of a spring football report. Ira Schofel from Tallahassee, Shane Matthews from Gainesville, Joe Zagacki. So all that tomorrow. But today, talk hoops and more.
Do not steal Coach Campos' scouting report.
Great
okay?
stuff.
Stay away from that.
I mean, I'm not
scouting.
I'm not taking a picture of this and running with it. Okay, I'm going to claim it all as my own. Is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
See you, boys.
All right, man. All right, Francis show coming up next. But it is awesome the way Coach was breaking that down. Do not lose those notes. He'll be back on Friday.
3 pages back and front and back.
Because we didn't get to all of it. Okay. Thanks for the barbecue today. It was outstanding. Yeah. Always,
happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to a little celebration tonight. Cinco de Mayo to the anniversary. That's never a bad 2 nights of celebrating. That's for sure. Thanks to Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. You can't get it wrong there. They are there to wow you, and they will definitely take care of you. You need help? Reach out to me, and I'll make sure that I help you get with them. BeaverChevrolet.com, Beaver Toyota, StAugustine.com. Big Sirs, thanks for getting Gino Torretta on, Matty Hayes, Joe C., and JJ.
Where Jaguars fans find common ground.
Hey, you do ball!